So today I'm going to be talking about my complicated relationship with food. So I will be talking about eating disorders and all of that. So, if you're not comfortable, maybe don't watch this. But I do think this will be beneficial to anyone that watches that may struggle with food. And even if you don't, just maybe so you could be a little more understanding with people that do struggle with food. So I'm going to be sharing like my story and my kind of plan to overcome it. So I have been struggling with food, specifically binge eating. I would say my whole life, but more severely. I wouldn't say my whole life. That's exaggerating. I've struggled with overeating junk food my whole life, but specifically binge eating, I would say in the past 4-ish years. Once I have a certain food that are like my trigger foods, if you will, I just can't stop eating them. And I always say I eat my whole house. I always say that. But really, once I've had a little bit of the trigger food, then I just want to eat everything. I see foods as like good and bad. And the reason that started was because of my acne. Everything bad. I'm just kidding. I've struggled with a lot of things, and I always stem it back to like when I had really bad acne, but I was trying to do everything to clear it. And one of the routes that I went was to try to eat healthy to clear up my skin, which didn't work, by the way. So I started researching like healthy foods, and once I discovered like all the chemicals and the processed food and all that stuff, I was just flabbergasted, and I had no idea that all this food was like bad for you, And I have since calmed down. Like I used to be very like, oh no, I can't have this, blah blah blah. And so it kind of led into me like always, which I do still think that ultra processed food is bad for you, but I think if you have it once in a while, or if you're able to have it in moderation, I think you're okay. But I'm not able to have it in moderation. I will specifically, like, my biggest thing is candy. I am obsessed with candy. I have memories of like vomiting full gummy worms when I was little, and then like fainting because I was dehydrated. So I just have always loved candy, but I was never a binge eater growing up. It was just like I would have it, but it was not always in the house. And I think another factor that has changed since then is that now I can buy whatever food I want. So currently what happens is I have this like list in my head, like, okay, this food is good, this food is bad. And if I eat a bad food, then I just kind of like give up. I'm like, okay, I already messed up in my like good eating, so I'm just gonna eat all the foods that I've not allowed myself to have because they're bad. So there's like restrict, binge, and it's like a whole cycle. And there are different thoughts on whether or not you should restrict certain foods or not. And I've tried it all, okay? I've tried moderation. I've tried to just have a little bit and then stop. But moderation does not work for me. I feel my best when I restrict completely. And the reason that I haven't successfully overcame this food struggle is because I kind of feel like peer pressured when I want to restrict foods. But then like people are like, oh, just like have it, like it's not that big a deal, like just have it, when at the end of the day, like only I know what happens in my brain, in my body when I have these foods. And so I'm trying to change the mindset into not like I can't have this, from I can't have this to I don't want this. So just like the way I see it is, if you think of like someone that's lactose intolerant, like it's not a big deal that they can't have milk, it's just like I can't have milk, I'm lactose. Or like any other allergies, and I'm not obviously allergic to like candy and junk food, but it does not make me feel my best. So like my dream would be to not have it at all, and of course it's possible. It's just a matter of being consistent with it, because I have days where I do great, and then those days are usually the ones that I have everything planned, because I usually do have my meals planned out and it's great. The times where I mess up is birthday parties or unexpected going outs where I'm just like I haven't pre-planned what I'm gonna eat, and then I see all the good food and I'm tempted, and yeah, it's just a whole cycle. It's honestly really draining mentally. Like, it sounds so dramatic and such a first world problem, but it's something that I do generally struggle with. Like, I have been to the store, like, I'll be in the store crashing out because I'm in the candy aisle with my sister or the chip aisle, and I'm just like, oh, like, everybody else has this, like, why can't I have it? But it's like, you don't eat it like everyone else does, girl. You go crazy for it, so that's why you can have it. But then I'm like, well, maybe I just have a little, but I've tried a little, it doesn't work. So for me, it's just best, like, I'm not a moderator, I'm an abstainer. It's just best for me to abstain from all those foods completely. And I have, like, my specific list, because, like, I can eat, you know, Drizzlicious. Okay, that has sugar in it, but I'm not, like, when I have it, I'm not like, I need to eat my entire house. I need to eat the whole bag. And if you don't struggle with this, like, you don't get it. Like, once I taste it, I literally will not stop thinking about it until I finish the entire thing. Like, I'm not even joking. It's not funny. I'm laughing about it too, not crying, but it's not funny. And I'm being serious about it, okay? So for me, the best solution is to just stop it altogether. And I'm kind of going to be taking you on the journey because I need to be serious about this. Like, I'm going to be 25 this year and I want to overcome this. This is something that I want to overcome. So I'm going to give you the game plan. When I'm recording this, it's February 10th. So it's day one where I'm just like all in. I'm going to do this. And every single day is day one, okay? And then I'll go like 4 to 7 days, and then something happens and I mess up and I have a binge. There are rewards in place, okay? So I literally always beg my family to, like, give me an outside reward so that I can have motivation to do it. I once, about like 2 years ago, went 45 days without my trigger foods, without a binge. I was skinny, I was beautiful, okay? Because my reward was that my dad was gonna delete TikTok, okay? And so yeah, that went great. And then, well, I did have my birthday, so obviously I had like cake and stuff, but my dad got TikTok again and he's not willing to delete it again. So my new reward from February 10th to March 10th, if I have no binges, none of my trigger foods, I don't have to pay rent for 1 month. So I could skip on a rent and I will use that money toward my debt. So that's a huge motivator for me because I don't want to pay rent, okay? So that'll be month 1, and then month 2 is another month rent-free, okay? And then the third month, which is the most motivating to me, because I mean, I've heard that like after 3 months, it's like a habit is built. So I'm assuming it should be easier for me to avoid these foods. I know the first week will be so difficult, but the third month, binge free, my family is going to clean out the garage, which, if you don't know, I love minimalism. My family does not. So going into my garage and other places in my house is really, like, I get so stressed out because of all the junk that we have. So that is like the biggest that's so exciting to me, to think that we could have a clean garage. Those are the rewards. And now with the game plan, I already know what are my trigger foods. I'll give you a little list, but basically it's candy, chips, cookies, me and brownies, and ice cream, but not frozen yogurt. So I can have like Yogurtland and I don't have a binge, even though like it's technically yogurt, but it's like, come on, it's ice cream, okay? But I don't have binges with that. But I can't have like popsicles or just like regular like ice cream on a cone. And then cake, any sweet bread. I can't have regular bread, so like a sandwich bread or a bolillo, those are fine for me. I can have tortillas, I'm fine with those. But all the other foods, yeah. Or like crackers, I can't have any of those foods. I can only have whole foods that the Lord made for the good earth, okay? I can have all the proteins, I can have all the veggies, all the fruits. I can have oatmeal. I'm not really a big fan of oatmeal. I can have rice, potatoes, pasta, but again, I'm not really a fan of pasta. I have a lot of stuff to eat, so there's no excuse. The struggles come with, again, unexpected, like, food. Like, if people give me food, like, I need to be heavy on the prayer and memorizing specific Bible verses. Like, I know there's the whether you eat or you drink to offer the glory of God. If that has thou found honey, eat enough that is sufficient. And then if thou be a man given to appetite, put a knife to thy throat, I believe it is. So there's a few Bible verses on it. And on the prayer, I obviously pray to thank God for my food, but sometimes it's just rush and it's just like, thank you God for the food. And I definitely need to focus more on my relationship with it. So just like, please help me not have any, like, because I just think about food a lot, honestly. So help me just like calm down and like nourish my body with this food so I can better serve you. Like, just prayers like that, where it's a focus on the food just being, you know, a resource that God gives me to like nutrify, is that a word? To give my body nutrition so that it can function well. And I always want to choose the best food so that I can serve God well, because when I choose all those trigger foods, obviously I don't feel my best, so I can't help others and be my best. So just kind of like keep it in that mindset, and for me to not obsess over food, basically, and to not eat when I'm bored, eat when I'm sad, eat when I'm happy. You know, like, food is not going to fix emotional problems, so I should not be going to food for those problems. I'm kind of going to be giving you kind of like a vlog style weekly, maybe perhaps, of my food journey until we get to 1 month binge free. I know that I can do it, and I pray that God will give me the strength. And thanks for following along. So this is me editing 1 month later. Today is March 10th. Just to be real, today is day 1 again. And, you know, I just like to giggle about it. I'm not hard on myself, which is probably why I have not overcome my sugar addiction. But I try my best every single day. And only the good Lord and I know, and my sister really know my sugar addiction, okay? And it's hard. It is so hard, especially when you're like surrounded with a bunch of junk. But I'm determined. Like, I know one day I'm gonna be able to say, like, I've been a year like sugar candy free. So I'm just gonna be real, okay? Today is day 1 again. So all of the rewards and everything, it's the same, but the timeline has just shifted a month later. So from March 10th to April 10th is month 1. My basic meals are pretty repetitive, so I'm not really gonna go into detail on that. I'll probably do like a few montages, but what I will need to be filming is when I come across a struggle where I want to binge, and I'm just gonna record it, how I'm feeling, and hopefully that will be giving me the accountability I need to not fall for that food. So yeah, I had a binge yesterday and I'm feeling disgusting and horrible. And I'm so glad I had a half day at work so I can just rest my tummy. But I'm not feeling well, and it's because of my own choices that I made. So we're going to restart. There's nothing I can do about yesterday. I can only worry about making today great, which usually day 1s are beautiful for me. Like, I know I will succeed. And I do pretty well until about day 4 or 5 is where the trouble starts. And then when unexpected food comes. So I will demonstrate when that time happens.